Barbie!
I told you to wait in the dream house.
Boys, avenge me! Avenge me! Avengers!
Bazinga.
Scruffy-looking nerf herders.
Ethan Hunt contacted you?
I am good, Rooster. I'm very good.
So you are Yoi's a trainer who trains.
Gonzo the Great will ride this baby again.
Hello and welcome to episode 62 of the Real Serious Podcast. We got a packed show, a lot of TV, 2 movies. One is real bad. One was about a tenth of the price and way, way better. But before we get into that, Jack is in Lottie, as they say, for spring break.
Oh, what?
Yep. So Jack is out on the town, living it up, while us old folks have to go to work every day.
God,
I know.
I'll soak in the sun for you guys.
Thank you.
I'll try not to get.
that.
I might if I get burnt. I did that for you guys.
No, that means
All
a
right.
lot. Thank you.
Cool. How long have you been there?
Got in yesterday, and then I'm going on a cruise tomorrow. So,
Oh, that's right.
and it's funny because they have like movies at night that they show on the cruise, and their movie choices. It's like they have like Barbie, Wicked, and then they have Conclave, which I just feel like is like I think it's funny, like it's awesome that they have Conclave, but like for like a family, like I mean I guess it's a family friendly cruise, but it's just like I kind of want to see what the crowd is like for the people that are going to see Conclave on the ship. So maybe if I'm just like so tired, I'll go and watch one, but I don't think I'm gonna be watching a lot of movies over the next 4 days.
That's okay. You know what?
Yeah.
You're on vacation. Enjoy vacation. That's all that
Sometimes
matters.
vacation is movies, but
Like you're gonna
unfortunately,
miss out
vacation
on the
is-
snow white popcorn buckets, but like that's okay. All right, that's a
I already
sacrifice.
pre-ordered
you're
them.
willing
They're
to
headed
make.
to
Oh, thank
Charlie's
God.
house right now.
Thank God.
All of the colors.
Yeah, all
of them.
5 colors.
Nice. I actually saw them when I went to the AMC yesterday. They were on the shelf, and when I saw photos of them, I was like, "Yeah, no chance." And then looking at them up
Mid.
close, I was like, "Hold on, wait a minute,
Hang on a second.
wait a minute."
I'm thinking, what the heck?
They also had a bunch of like 50% off T-shirts, and one of them was like the War of Rohirrim, and I was like, "Ooh," but I didn't end up getting anything.
Good self-control there, Chuck.
Yeah, that's
Very-
big.
yeah.
Very big.
Mhm.
We're
That's a
proud of
massive
you.
W.
Very unlike me.
Yeah, very unlike you. That's okay. It's okay. Oh
Yeah.
man.
Instead, I bought the all of the Invincible skins on Fortnite.
You really wow.
I don't like the facial expressions both of you just made after I said that.
So you got the duplicate skin as well?
I just want to know
No, I
how
didn't
much
get
that cost.
I mean, it was like $20. It wasn't.
Oh,
that
that's
big of a
not
deal.
bad.
I also
when you
didn't
say
really-
all of the skins, I was just thinking like a lot.
No, I already had Invincible, and then they added Alan, the alien, into the game, and I was like, yeah, I mean, if I might as well just buy them all. So,
Might as well just get them, I guess.
hmm
I feel like
Yeah.
Novocaine would have been a great way to on Fortnite. That'd be an awesome character. At least for
would have
me.
been a niche, very niche.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you guys watch this week?
I'm gonna go last because I have the most to talk about, and mine was great.
Okay.
Fair enough.
I mean, I can go. I've got.
You get
I'm
started.
pretty brief. I watched Novocaine, which we'll talk about later,
Mhm.
and I watched Elevation, the
Wild
hit
move,
with
by the way.
Anthony Mackie and the woman from Deadpool, who I don't know the name of. I thought it was a 2025 release, which is why I watched it, and I wanted to kind of beef up my 2025 list. It's a 2024 release, so didn't get to do that. Figured that out about a third of the way through the movie, and at that point, I was like, I mean, I'm already this far, might as well finish it. Yeah, this movie stunk. There was not much. It kind of reminded me. I haven't seen A Quiet Place. I imagine they like were inspired by A Quiet Place, but it just isn't as interesting of an idea, as A Quiet Place.
Yeah.
The acting was like pretty mid. None of the characters were that interesting. There was like no character development. You could like they tried to plug it in with like backstories, but every time it was just okay, whatever. Nothing was super enticing. And yeah, it just kind of dragged and very predictable too. Like on the cover, this is a spoiler, kind of. On the cover, there are two people. It's Anthony Mackie and the woman from Deadpool, and three people set out on this mission.
Ooh, what's gonna happen to that third guy?
You can kind of expect the third one to,
Mm-hmm.
It's like the Thunderbolts right now. We're all like,
Yeah,
we
Taskmaster not making it.
yeah. So I was kind of just waiting for that to happen, and when it did, I was like, all right, cool. The other two will probably survive, and they'll probably save the day. The ending was like all right, and then the post-credit scene just kind of ruined it. I was like, okay, never watching this again.
There was a post-credit scene in this?
There was. They tried to
love
like.
it.
They were
I-
confident enough that there was going to be a sequel.
I can't tell if they wanted a sequel or just kind of wanted to throw an end credit scene, like, ooh, what is that?
Oh, baby. What is going on?
But I watched it and I was like, the ending was like fine. It was like the credits, they had like cool like illustration in the credits. And then they threw that post credit scene in and I was like, okay, well, this just is useless. So,
All
but
right.
yeah, that's what I watched.
Heck yeah. There you go.
Nice. My list is not much longer. Watched a lot of TV. Obviously, Severance, Daredevil. I thought pretty solid. Both of them. We'll get to that later. Then continued to stay on my streak for The Sopranos. I wanted to go see. Unfortunately, didn't get to see, Novocaine, Electric State. Those came out kind of later in the week, which unfortunately I was just kind of cramped for time with seeing family and stuff, so I wasn't able to watch that one. But last night we watched About Time. Um, Still love that movie. I still think it's a perfect 5 out of 5 for me. I think there's definitely some qualities in this movie that I wouldn't say are like that make this movie a 5 out of 5, but I think just the way that it makes me feel and the way that I respond to it is why I love this movie so much. Um, yeah, just got to watch that again last night, and I still really love it. So
Is that the Rachel McAdams?
yeah, Domhnall Gleeson, and Rachel McAdams, and then there's also Vanessa Kirby is in there
Oh.
as well. Yeah,
A Fast and Furious fan.
Fast and the Furious fan. Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
so Hobbs
love
and
that
Shaw.
one, but pretty chill week. Trying to ramp up some more movies. Just trying to, I don't know. As soon as I'm done with The Sopranos, I'm gonna have a lot more time. So going strong.
For sure. All right. I had a wonderful week. So as I said a couple weeks ago, I got this new chair, and this chair has elevated my movie watching experience. So I decided, after all the hate and after all of the controversy, it's time to go revisit some family. All right. So I went back and watched some Fast and Furious this week. I started off 2001 Fast and Furious. Those boys are getting their VHS players. Awesome movie, real fun. 3 stars. Then the next night, Too Fast, Too Furious. We're going to Florida. We're doing it again. 2.5 stars, not as good, but still a vibe. Then I watched The Electric State, talk about in a minute. Then Novocaine. And then, because I just saw it not too long ago, I skipped Tokyo Drift, even though it's one of the GOATs, and did Fast and Furious, Fast 5 in the same day. And the jump from 4 to 5 is quite a drastic jump in quality. 4, pretty mid. 5, one of the greatest cinematic achievements of all time. Fast 5 is truly incredible. It is where the Fast franchise finds its own. Before that, it was kind of figuring out what it was, what this franchise actually is. And in Fast 5, we did it. We got it. There is a point in Fast 5, and this movie is about racing, where they have to go race somebody to get cars, and it skips the race because it's like, you know what? No, we have more important things to do, and it's awesome. Also, the second The Rock shows up in this franchise, just elevates everything. Then last night, I watched Fast and Furious 6, gave that 3.5 stars, just electric in all possible ways. And then this is the movie where there's the post-credit scene that tells you that actually Fast and Furious 3 Tokyo Drift takes place in between 6 and 7, and just cinema, chef's kiss, love it. So I'm going to watch 7 tonight, 8 tomorrow, 9 the next day, and then I gotta go to Fast X, and I'm running through these movies. Cannot get enough of these. Adrenaline filled. My blood is diesel. Vin Diesel specifically. Loving it. Every moment of it. Salute me familia. So
I hated all of that.
Fast and
Having
Furious
s-
franchise, please add this guy to the family.
yeah, well,
He
I actually am.
deserves
Yeah,
it.
I'm liking Vin Diesel's posts on Instagram. I'm thinking of starting to wear like more wife beaters. Like I'm really just joining the family in the best possible way. I'm Corona is the only thing I drink now. Like I've just really elevated my skills. I have noticed with these movies, and I never noticed it before until this rewatch. They are like the boiled down version of what action movies are at the time. So Fast and Furious 1 is kind of like the like grittier, Jason Bourne-esque movie. Too Fast, Too Furious is basically their version of like a Michael Bay movie. It's all intensive version of, hey, what if we did Bad Boys but like they drive cars? That's Too Fast, Too Furious. You get to Fast 5 and it's like, all right, what if we just did the Avengers but it's like Fast and Furious? And then Fast 6 gets a little wilder. And then by the time Hobbs and Shaw roll around, there's like superheroes in this universe. So they basically jump the shark. And yeah, it's weird, it's wacky, but I do love every bit of it. Having
Every
said all
time,
that, no, go ahead.
this is
Speak
completely
your truth.
unrelated. Every time I see Michael Bay or think of Michael Bay or hear it, I just think of that like and then like directed by
Yeah.
Michael Bay.
Directed by Michael Bay.
When I think of Michael Bay, I think of Bad Boys 2, one of the greatest cinematic achievements of all time.
Then you would love Too Fast, Too Furious.
All right,
Also, the
well,
naming scheme in these movies is bad. All right, the first one is called The Fast and the Furious, and then the fourth one is just called Fast and Furious.
Yeah, you said that earlier, and I was like,
Yeah, and then they
rewatched
do
it?
Fast 5, Fast and Furious 6, Furious 7. Then it's The Fate of the Furious, and then it's F9, just for some reason, and then Fast X.
they
So
make up their own rules.
they
They
do.
don't.
They do.
They
They
don't.
just abide by the rule of family.
Exactly.
All right, and I've been thinking about it. I think that the Electric State doesn't deserve the respect of being waited till the end of the episode to talk about. So we're going to talk about it right now.
Let's go.
We're going to, for the people, we're going to just start it off with this $320 million pile of garbage. I gave this 2 stars. This is real, just not good. People say it's like one of the worst movies ever. No, it's not that. It's just shockingly nothing. That it's honestly more disappointing than one of the worst like things ever. A real waste of talent, a real waste of just like a cool idea. Chris Pratt is probably the best part of this movie, and even he's like can't really bring it together. He's still charming, but like, yikes. Lin Bobby Brown, just stick to 11. That's the 11 and Enola Holmes are like your 2. Just make more Enola Holmes movies, honestly. Poor Kiwi Kwan, that guy, he's on a bad streak. Bad streak.
He needs a better agent.
He does. You know what? No, actually, maybe after the Oscar, he's just like, let me get my checks and then I'll roll out of here. Woody Harrelson plays Mr. Peanut. For some reason, it's just a whole lot. I watched it a day and a half ago, and I forget 90% of what happened in this movie, and that tells you all you need to know. This would have been way more interesting if you gave it to an indie director, gave them like $12 million, and they could really just more tell like a psychological story, which I think that the art than like what the source material is based on is more of a psychological story. However, having said all of that, I actually am not worried at all for the Avengers because I realized something, and that is I think that the Russo brothers work when I can like be basically like a seal and just clap at them doing like the things that I like. Because if I cared about these characters, I think this would have worked a lot better. I never got to care about these characters, but that's their bonus they have in the Avengers movies. Is other directors are like making me like Iron Man and like Captain America, and then these guys just come in and are like, what if I just took all the toys you like and make them smash against each other? And I'm like, yeah, all right, I'm in on that. So I'm not worried about the Avengers. A little worried about Doom, but you know what? I'll be there. I'm still gonna sit through all the slop, so you can't stop me. So yeah, I'll be a seal. I'll buy the popcorn bucket. I'll be right there. But probably the most forgettable $320 million of all time. So Netflix, next time you want to burn it, just give us a call. I think burning $320 million like a pile would be more interesting than watching this movie again. So yeah, that's all I got on the Electric State, and we're not gonna talk about it later. So yeah, that's all I got. Good week. Good
Thank
week.
you, Hunter. Thank you
Hey,
for
no
your
problem.
sacrifice.
Yeah,
no.
that's good.
Hey, I had to see it.
Jack, you're next.
Yeah,
I'm always willing to sacrifice. I honestly I would have watched this movie if I had the time to do it.
Did you fly to Florida?
I did. I watched The
Ooh,
Sopranos.
Seems
I
like you
know.
could have. Seems like you could have watched it.
I know. I was just like I was sitting there. I saw your review. I'm seeing everybody else's reviews come in, and I'm just like, me and my roommate, we're on a tight schedule for The Sopranos right
Mm,
now, and I'm
mm.
thinking, why would I potentially waste my time on this movie? And everyone is telling me that it's a waste of time when I could watch 3 episodes of The Sopranos. You
That's
know?
true. Didn't think about that. Hand up.
You know, and I think
Hand up.
this is the intriguing part with some of these newer movies. Like I think it's fun to when you see obviously The Electric State is not one of these movies, but like there are movies that I see and initially intrigue me, you know? I'm like, I would want to go see that in the theater. That looks good. But then there's some of these movies like for example like Flight Risk. Why I saw that in theaters, I have no idea.
But you know what? You had the option, and that's what's
And
important.
I did. Yes, and I went and
Yes.
I chose to see that out of my
Yeah.
own will. But
Yeah.
sometimes I think to myself, I still haven't seen Scarface. It's supposed to be a great movie. Why am I choosing to watch The Electric
Yeah.
State over
Mhm.
Scarface? You know? And I'm not sure why we do this. I think it's just because it's
I have to
current.
be a part of the Twitter conversation,
Got to
even
be
though
a part of the
I don't post on
conversations.
Twitter.
I
Yeah.
get it. Got to be a part of the
I will
what's going
say
on.
the best part of the Electric State is the moral. Okay, so I'm spoiler right now because no one else
Yeah.
can watch this. They're like the negative thing is like these people wear like these VR goggles and like they can go control a robot basically, and they live vicariously through these robots, and like people are just kind of rotting in their houses and don't have any human connection. And Millie Bobby Brown's character is like, I'm edgy, all right, I don't do any of that. And then the moral of the story is basically like, hey, we should cherish human connection and like shared experiences and go out and do things, which is a very funny message coming from a movie that is on a streaming service where you can't go out and experience it with other people. You have to do it in the quietness of your own home by yourself. So just a real cherry on top of that cake. And cherry is obviously a reference to the wonderful Tom Holland Apple TV Plus movie directed by the Russo brothers, Cherry. So see, it came full circle once again.
Nice.
You are on a
Yep.
You're a winner today, huh?
I am.
Someone drank their coffee.
I did. I had a really big one today, and I'm getting a recipe down at home because I'm trying to save money. But we're good there.
Ooh.
We're gonna get there. So yeah, is that all we got for that?
Oh yeah.
News time.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
All right, news time. Starting off with my sweet prince, Glenn Powell. Glenn Powell and Barry Jenkins teaming up on a movie adaptation of Matt Aldrich's upcoming sci-fi novel, The Natural Order at Universal. So, first of all, love it. I think this is a good choice. And this feels like the right next step for Glenn Powell of just working with like higher class directors. I'm going to ignore the fact that Barry Jenkins just directed that Lion King movie that no one saw. But besides that, good director. Oh yeah, Jack saw it. That's right.
Yeah.
Was it directed well?
I saw it. Yeah, I mean, I thought the direction was pretty good. I think more or less, if he wrote the story, that's where I got a bigger problem.
Okay.
So, I don't know.
All right.
It could have been a lot worse. I don't think it was nearly as bad as what people are saying it was, but
Yeah, he did
No.
not write it. So there you go.
nice.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
He was great.
So yeah, Glenn Powell working with higher level directors, which I think is the right step for his career.
Can you remind me of what this movie is about? Or is there even
It's about a
nothing on
book
this?
that there's a book that has not even come out yet. So someone
Okay.
read it and thought it was a good book, I guess. But
All right.
I don't
It's
know.
like the Hunger
Universal.
Games.
Is it actually?
No, just like the whole
Oh,
book. So you know how in the Hunger Games, Ballad of the Songbirds did so well. I'm pretty sure movie makers were like, "What's her name?
Jane Collins.
Yeah?" They're like, "You need to write another one."
She did.
So she wrote it, and now they're making a movie about that.
Yeah, it's crazy. She can
Yeah,
just
but isn't
print
that
her
the
own
one
money
where it's
right now.
what is it?
It's Haymitch.
What-
It's Haymitch.
Haymitch
Yes.
is it's
Origin.
Haymitch. But don't we already know how that ended? Didn't he like throw it and then like it hit the barrier and came back?
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you. But it's gonna add
Spoiler
so
alert.
much aura to his character, you know?
Yeah, I guess so.
I'm so excited. And technically we
So-
kind of knew how like Snow, I mean not like a direct like entire story, but obviously we know what he turned to at the like we kind of know the ending, but everything that happens with that character is intriguing enough to make it a fun story. What do people care that much about Haymitch? I guess we'll find out.
I don't know. To tell you the truth.
I think so.
I think Glenn Powell joining this sci-fi movie, this is his Interstellar. So
That would be kind of crazy.
that would be pretty dope. But I'm not that's obviously putting a lot of weight on this movie. So I apologize. But
No, hey, that's good.
Oh, good.
if
Put
he's
the
on a
pressure up.
McConaughey trajectory, then this is his Interstellar.
Yeah, never forget. Glenn Powell, famous for All Hail King Julian. He was in one episode in 2017 where he voiced Trent.
All hail King Julian.
Never forget. So yeah. But no, I mean his upcoming movies are like I think he's picking some good projects. So obviously he has the Chad Powers TV show, but then he's starring in a J.J. Abrams movie. He's got The Running Man, which is Edgar Wright. Huntington, which is later this year, is him and Margaret Qualley, which is like couldn't have scripted it better myself. Then Barry Jenkins, obviously, and yeah, it's got some good ones coming up. And then apparently they're doing Top Gun 3, which, listen, no thanks.
Well,
What?
No, dude, it's perfect the way it is. Unless it's as good, if not better than Maverick, which is impossible, don't touch it. Just don't touch it.
But that's what people said about the original.
Can I say a hot take? I think the first Top Gun is like a 7.5 out of 10.
I love the first Top Gun.
Oh, I can still love it, but I think quality wise,
No, I
like
agree.
7.5.
I think it's like a 7 or 8. I don't think it's like a perfect 10 for me. I think it's a great movie. I think it's a massive piece of culture. For
Yeah,
sure.
Top Gun
But,
Maverick though, 10 out of 10. Perfect.
See, I don't know. I don't know about that. I
Interesting.
don't know. I think I'm more of a Top Gun 1 guy.
It's
I'm
kind
not.
of
It's not 10
in
out
my
of 10.
top 4 on Letterboxd, so interesting.
Okay, hey, we can disagree.
We can. Yeah.
Oh, someone hit the 50% off AMC rack.
Oh, someone went to Five Below.
Hey man, I got that at Target.
Oh,
Heck yeah.
oh, moving up in the world.
Yeah.
All right, let's do any Ted Lasso guys. Oh, Jack. I'm shocked Charles seems like a Ted Lasso guy.
Well, I never had Apple TV, but now that I
Hmm.
have it for Severance, I might
Oh,
might
it's
get into it.
amazing.
But at the same time, it took me so long to catch up on Severance, and I was like watching no movies when I was doing that. I might take a break from shows and get back to movies.
Shows are tough. Shows
For
are
sure.
tough.
They are tough.
I usually do like a rotation, so I'll do like the new shows that I'm like weekly on, and then if I like jump into a show, it's like I finished a movie, but I'm not tired yet, so I'll watch like 2 episodes of Friends, then go to bed.
Well, the weekly ones are great because it's like you build it into your schedule. You're like,
Yeah.
okay, like Daredevil. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna watch an hour of Daredevil tonight. I'm gonna watch an hour of Severance on Thursday or Friday. As to where like when you're catching up, you're just like, how much of this can I consume every single day? And it just you can't watch any movies, and it's
Yep.
miserable. But I will say Ted Lasso is good enough to where it's such a feel good show that like you can kind of just casually turn it on whenever and just like casual like I mean obviously it's the show is so much better when you're not casually watching it, but if you just want to relax and kind of turn your brain off and watch something, it's so good. The last season wasn't my favorite by far, but I think that's more or less like it was still like great TV in my opinion. I think the
Yeah.
first 2 seasons were just so good that season 3 it was kind of like they weren't really sure how to end it, which makes it all the weirder that they're coming out with a season 4. Either way, I love Jason Sudeikis as Ted Lasso. I think it's by far one of my favorite, I don't know, pop culture characters of the decade, and I stand on that. I think he's so amazing, and there's so many great moments in the show that I have faith in season 4. So I'm excited for him to come back. If it's
Yeah.
bad, it would kind of suck, but I think if every not, I don't. It sounds like everyone is not returning.
Everyone except for Jamie Tart.
Well, I've seen things saying that not even like everyone like what is it?
I think it's just Jamie who's not confirmed to return. And also, it seems like Ted Lasso is going to be now coaching the women's AFC Richmond team for season 4.
Which I think that's fun.
Yeah, there was a subtweet, like a comment on Twitter, and it was sorry, X the everything app. It was like, wow, Ted Lasso went woke. And everyone's like, so you've just never watched the show.
Jason Sudeikis in real life is like a huge WNBA fan.
Yeah,
he's a
I think he's
a
invested.
he's a massive advocate for women's sports. So I think
Yeah.
this is just kind of a more of a passion project for him too, just to kind of take Ted Lasso in this direction and maybe, you know, I don't know, maybe have some storylines surrounding women's sports. And I think it'd be really awesome if he's able to really, get some successful storylines through Ted Lasso. So I'm excited for the potential. So
Well, I mean, yeah, he's also the fan of like the number 1 team in the WNBA. Like the Liberty just won the championship last year.
He's a Liberty. Why did I think he was a Sparks fan?
No, he's a Liberty guy. He's a season ticket holder of Liberty.
he's also a Chiefs fan. This guy.
So is Paul Rudd.
Yeah. I like seeing them at the Chiefs games. I'm like, oh, I hate the Chiefs. And then I see them, like, oh my gosh, like maybe I might like the Chiefs. Like they seem like kind of cool, kind of friendly. And then they show the players again. I'm like, no,
Yeah.
I can't do that.
no. You can't show Paul Rudd and try and trick me into liking this team. You can't do it. And then they do it again and again and again.
All right, I'm trying to debate which piece of news next is more interesting. Toy Story 5 had their first test screening for Pixar. Listen, we're gonna get 9 of these, all right? So just accept it.
It's just all gonna be trash.
Get
at the
ready to
end.
learn Toy Story, buddy.
Like all the
Yeah.
toys will be those stupid sporks at the end.
No, it's gonna be the toys can just be alive all the time because all these kids are on their damn devices and they never notice the toys are moving around them. It's the whole story. It's gonna be screens are bad. Well, they had their first screening at Pixar last week, and it doesn't come out until June 19th, 2026. So no excuses. This has to be amazing. You have over a year to figure it out if it's not good. But yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of excited for Toy Story 5. I'm kind of just accepted that the slop is just coming.
No, Toy Story 3 was such a good ending.
Yeah, but Toy Story 4 like unnecessary, but like not bad. Toy Story 4 was like decent.
I'm with you. I don't think Toy Story 4 is nearly as bad as the hate it receives.
Correct. Toy Story 4 better than Toy Story 2?
No.
Yeah.
Okay, you've gone too far.
You are a maniac, Hunter.
All right.
Toy Story
Listen,
2 is better
listen,
than
I was
Toy
testing
Story
the
3
waters.
in
I was
my
testing
opinion.
the waters. I was testing the waters.
Go take a lap. My
I was
God.
seeing what it could do. All right. I used to watch that what was it? Buzz Lightyear Space Command show on
Oh yeah.
on Disney Channel. That was a good show.
I was busy playing sports.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Slight flex.
All right, cool,
Right.
pal.
All right.
I'm just playing.
Toxic Avenger. So the Toxic Avenger remake was made in 2023 and is sat because no one wanted to distribute it, even though apparently it is really, really good. And now finally there's a distributor, so it's coming out in August 2025, which is just electric. So
you could call it an electric state.
Nice.
All right, buddy.
Nice. Yeah, the trailer came out like
Fantastic.
2 years ago, and so finally it's going to come out like for real in August, starring Kevin Bacon, Elijah Wood, Peter Dinklage, Jacob Tremblay. Like good cast. It's getting like rave reviews. Just I don't know why no one wanted to distribute it, but now we're getting it.
Wait, is that the one where Elijah Wood looks really terrifying?
Yes, he looks like a little gremlin-y guy.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. So I'm actually very excited to review this one when it comes out this August. I think Charles is going to hate this.
Why?
I think it's going to be a little too spooky for you.
Oh, I don't like spooky.
But you're going to have to see it. Support Frodo.
Yeah. Holding on to the ring for too long.
Yeah. All right, Cloverfield. Anybody into Cloverfield? Yeah? No way.
No.
Oh, Well, we're getting a true sequel to Cloverfield coming soonish, I guess, because we had those two spinoffs that were one was really good and one was yikes. But now we're getting the true sequel to Cloverfield 1, which should be exciting.
I'm fired up.
I could tell.
Nice.
I can tell. You know, we'll move past that news. All right, we're gonna move on. We're gonna move to the next one. One piece of news I want to talk about is The Studio, the new Apple TV show. Seth Rogen's show is getting like super rave reviews. Apparently, it is like incredible. I think it comes out this week or next week. So I think definitely when that comes out, I will have to talk about it because apparently it's just awesome. And also Martin Scorsese has a role in here. People are saying he should be nominated for an Emmy. So.
Apple TV stays cooking.
Apple TV actually does. They are probably the best.
Is Apple TV like the TV show streaming library? I feel like they have no movies.
The Gorge from a couple of weeks ago.
One of you would say The Gorge, but they have no good movies.
Did you ever watch Ghosted?
Killers of the Flower Moon is Apple.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They did that too. What was Ghosted on?
I don't know if it's like an Apple or it's not an Apple
Yeah, it was.
original movie, but
Chris
Apple
Evans,
produced
Ana
it.
de Armas. That was real bad. Oh, Argyle. Argyle was Apple TV.
So again, no good movies.
Yeah, that's
Original
true.
movies. Is that what you're saying? I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like their TV shows are pretty great.
Yeah, the TV shows are phenomenal.
Charles, you liked one of the original movies, Fly Me to the Moon.
I did?
Didn't you like that?
I saw it.
I don't recall liking it.
Oh, Napoleon also was them, which was not great.
Yeah,
Good movies.
I'm trying here.
I already said Killers of the Flower Moon. That's included. Or that's not an original, but that's
Coda. Coda won Best Picture. So
yes. Good
never
movie.
forget.
Good movie.
Tetris. Tetris was great.
Also haven't seen that one.
Spirited. Spirited was not awful.
Not as bad as people say it is.
Yes,
I will say
agreed.
that for sure.
Agreed.
Also,
It's not great.
Oh,
It's not as
dude.
bad as people say it is.
Tie it all back together. Cherry. Cherry came out. Never
Cherry.
forget. So yeah. All right, that's it for news. We can get into some trailers now. Do we want to do the Disney ones first or second?
Yes. Disney first.
Oh, Jack is fired up about one of
All
them.
right.
yeah.
Lilo and Stitch releasing May
There it is.
23rd. Full trailer
We
released. I'm gonna not
Jack's playing the
speak
boom.
now, and you guys do this one because I think I'm in the vast minority here.
Oh, someone's not excited.
No, I'm not.
I thought it looked great.
I'm so excited for this. I think like the music, I feel like everything for this trailer was like exactly what people wanted to see from it to get people excited for this movie.
My main issue is I feel like the actress that plays Lilo is a little too young. Like, I know in the movie, like the animated movie, she's really young. In this, it was a little weird to see like such a young actress playing it. That's my only issue. I thought everything looked great though and sounded good.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of get that, but I also think it's like the innocence of her character is what makes like her conversations with Stitch so. I'm not saying like emotional. It's Lilo and Stitch, but like I think that's what like their conversations together, and I think they did a good job of kind of tying in the fun and kind of like the comedic elements in this trailer while also saying, hey, we have some heart in this movie. There's like something that we want, like a story that we want to tell through this, even though we've told it before, which I liked in this trailer, and I think they did a good job of showcasing Stitch. I think Stitch looks great. Was a little interested in Zach Galifianakis' character. We will see if they reveal him. That's Jumba, right?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I haven't seen it in
Well,
a
I
very
think
long time.
Jumbo. He's like one of the only ones we didn't get to see. But everything else looked phenomenal. I watched this and I've watched it probably like 5 or 6 times already. I'm so excited for this movie. I love like Stitch is my favorite like Disney character, and I will stand on that. And I'm so excited for this movie, just because like growing up, I got to watch Lilo and Stitch, and I really loved his character, like going to Disney World, like seeing Stitch, like collecting all of like the pins and stuff. Like that was my thing. So to kind of have this big like Stitch fandom right now, it just feels awesome, and I'm super excited for it.
Hunter, don't you dare put him down. Don't you dare put him.
Listen,
Let the man be excited.
you can be excited all you want. This just did nothing for me. I never really liked Lilo Stitch growing up. I like never connected with it. And it comes out the same day as Mission Impossible, and I am tunnel vision on Tom Cruise.
Double
So,
header.
yeah, I'm gonna see Mission Impossible twice. So yeah. Jack, I get it if it's something you grew up with, because the next thing we're gonna talk about is something I like really liked when I was younger. So I'm more excited about that.
Freaky
But
Friday.
I just don't like Stitch at all. I also agree with Charles. I think the little girl is too young. I think she needed to be like 3 years older, and maybe that would have been a little more interesting. But
Okay.
you know what? It's not for us. Well, it's for Jack, but not for a 23-year-old adult man.
For a
Usually,
22-year-old adult.
yeah, it's for a 22-year-old who's in Lottie on spring break. In Lottie on spring break, thinking about Lilo and Stitch.
Hey man, what can I say? I love Lilo and Stitch. You know,
Yeah.
that's just
Hey,
how it is.
you're allowed.
Stitch and Impossible is going to be the greatest thing I've ever known to man. Okay, it's gonna be
That was
awesome.
good. I like that. That was good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Trademark.
Trademark. Even though, well, I'm gonna say this now. The next trailer is way better, and that's Freakier Friday. We're
You're a
back.
maniac.
We're back. Freaky Friday 2. Listen,
Are we back?
I think so. I liked this was I was more of like the live action Disney movies versus like the animated ones. I never connected with the animated ones. So this is more my thing.
But you
And I
connected-
liked it.
Never mind.
I will say the live action Disney movies that we've gotten, like aside from the remakes, have not felt like this in a while. I feel like there's a feeling and there's a tone to this trailer that we got that makes me feel like I'm watching it on Disney Channel. And
Oh,
they're
the
saying,
Freakier
"This
Friday
is-"
trailer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And they're
No, this
saying,
this
like,
felt like it'd be like catch us at 8 after,
yes,
Hannah Montana.
exactly. Like
With that like intro kind of thing.
Yeah.
yeah.
All
I
the
loved
kids
it.
jumping on the reels. That was so awesome.
I genuinely did
I miss that.
like this trailer. I think it just did a really good job of like capturing that feeling of what Disney Channel felt like as a kid to like continually watch it and like watch the trailers and be super excited for a Disney Channel original movie to come out. So I feel like this kind of follows that similar tone, or in my opinion, at least it did. I don't know if you guys feel differently. Definitely speak up, but that's how I
No,
felt
I'm
about
with
this
you.
trailer.
This felt like a great continuation of what was the feeling watching Freaky Friday.
Yeah.
And I always loved watching Freaky Friday whenever it was on. So 100% agree.
I didn't care for this trailer too much,
Mhm.
but I'm also not a big Freaky Friday guy. So
You just get freaky on Fridays.
There it is.
I do wonder though, who pitched this? Like for
This
something-
this feels like a Jamie Lee Curtis. Like she won the Oscar and is like, you know what I can do next? Go back to Freaky Friday.
how do you even
reality can be whatever I want.
how do you pitch this though? Like whoever has this idea, how do you like? I don't know. I think
This feels like the easiest idea ever.
you think
we're
Jamie
just
Lee
gonna
Curtis was
do
just
it
like, hey,
again.
let's do this again.
Yeah. She's done that with the Halloween franchise like 3 times now.
That's a good point.
Well, it's gonna be crazy when we have Freaky Friday, Freakier Friday, and then we're gonna have Freakiest Friday.
That's
Yeah.
gonna be pretty freaky.
Yeah,
This would be pretty.
that's where just
freaky.
everyone in the entire world swaps body with somebody. And they have
My
to
only
find
worry
themselves.
about this is they're gonna deal too much with like the kids. Not interested. I'm here to see Jamie Lee Curtis, and I'm here to see Lindsay Lohan. I don't need these other people in this movie.
Yeah, I agree. I'm like, I don't know. I don't care about the extras in this movie.
I think it would have been cooler, like maybe even a more interesting story if it was like, I don't know, maybe it will be, but like the relationship between like mothers and daughters, and then like grandparents and granddaughters, because it's like, all right, now that you're not like the parent anymore. I feel like that's always like a trope too, where it's like now that once you're a grandparent, you become like a lot less strict, and then your kid is like, what the heck? Why were you like not taking me to get ice cream all the time? You'd be like, now you're like a fun grandparent. So maybe they'll play with that a little bit. But yeah.
I like that.
All right. Now for the last two high class trailers. The Life of Chuck, the Charlie biopic, coming soon to theaters. This apparently is also really good. A stacked
Yeah, it
cast.
is.
Stacked cast. Mike Flanagan wrote and directed this based on the Stephen King short, starring Karen Gillan, Mark Hamill, Matthew Lillard, Chiwetel Ejiofor, Tom Hiddleston, one of the Toms, and yeah,
One of the
the, I
Tom
mean,
Ages.
the trailer didn't give us a whole lot, but I'm in. I'm still in.
Tom Hiddleston post Loki kind of out of the MCU. Happy to support. Happy to support him.
Same. Karen Gillan, happy to support whoever she's in. So yeah,
Plus,
that looks pretty good. We've done a whole lot to talk about with it, but looks good. And then the trailer that actually is the main show to talk about, F1. I've never just so pumped for this. This looks so good. It's gonna play all the tropes of the old guy teaching the young guy the tricks, and I can't wait for all of the little beats to hit. I'm so beyond excited.
I thought it looked very good too.
Yeah,
Yes.
it looks
just looked
stunning.
Quality, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They basically are doing the Top Gun Maverick view on cars instead of on planes. It's the same view.
Yeah.
Like, I have never watched any F1 in my entire life.
You're
But
missing
I'm
out.
so excited for this movie. Like, I have
F1
zero
stock
interest in
movie.
F1. Yeah. This is like a massive marketing. And I think Apple is making this, right? Am I
I
wrong?
think they are.
Yeah, I think
Apple's
they're like a
making
big
this.
part of it.
So, shout out Apple for F1.
Do we
Either
think
way.
do we think Brad Pitt makes it through the movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm thinking yes also, but I saw people online saying they think he's gonna die. And the only reason I don't think he's gonna die is because this movie is pretty officially sponsored by F1. And it might be a bad look if someone died in their movie, doing the actual sport.
Yeah.
Because the real racers are in this movie. Lewis Hamilton's in this movie as Lewis Hamilton. Trying to think of the other guy's names. Lando Norris is in this as Lando Norris. So pretty cool overall.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's a matter of time until we find out how they use this Top Gun Maverick view. Like, what possible sport could they be using it for next? Or what type of
Badminton.
vehicle could they put it on?
Pickleball.
What vehicle could they use? Maybe
Yeah.
a motorcycle.
Ooh.
Like
Maybe
a dirt bike.
maybe Fast and Furious.
All right, you're done.
For family.
For
Someone stop him.
What about those guys who do the speed boat racing? With the sailing, the sailing guys?
That'd be
That'd be
sweet.
pretty cool.
Sailing would be great. Caitlin would eat that up. That would be her most anticipated movie, quite possibly ever.
Ever.
Make it a musical too, and it's over.
That'd be pretty. That might be good.
Well,
I'm very worried. Top Gun 3. I really don't want it. But that's okay. That's okay. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. All right, Severance. We're all caught up now, so now Charles can actually join us on these conversations. Full spoilers ahead, obviously. Also, has anyone Googled Severance recently?
No.
If you Google it, balloons show up, the
Ooh.
blue balloons. So big recommend doing that. But yeah, all right, let's do Severance. Let me find the name of this episode and read the synopsis. So this is called The After Hours. Mark and Devin team with an ally, and Helly investigates further. So Mark has a sick day, and Mr. Milchick. This is a big Milchick episode, standing up for himself. Really was surprised to see it. And then, is this the end of Dylan? The question remains. I mean, he proposes to his Audi's wife. That doesn't work out. And so he kind of just quits. And
Wretched!
Come back!
Yeah, that was a crazy yell. It was pretty funny. I
Yeah.
laughed. I thought that was funny.
No, it was good.
I-
But then... No, go ahead.
No, sorry. I was just saying I like this episode. I feel like it's getting a lot of hate online for kind of just being a nothing episode.
I was
I disagree.
I was bothered by one main thing in this
Speak your
episode.
truth.
I was a little bothered by the Irv and Bert kind of like rapping, you know? I just didn't think it made much sense. You know?
We're like
I
he like moved on.
Like they had a thing while they were innies, didn't work out. And then it was like, oh, never gonna work out. And then they have the opportunity to make it work outside against all odds, but they don't. It just
But it's
really,
not the same person.
I know, but it like they acknowledge it, like, yeah, we're into each other. And then they're like, but nothing's gonna happen. It's like, I don't know. I just thought it was kind of like a silly way to wrap that up.
and I think if
Yeah.
it's true that he literally truly did severance to try and be a like better person, you know, and if he believes that, you know, and he committed some crime of some sorts, you know, that would, you know, not make him as pure as he would hoped, you know, so that he would go, you know, wherever after he dies. But I think a big part of that, for how I viewed it, was that if we were to run away with him, he would kind of like be deserting his husband, boyfriend, not entirely sure what their relationship status was.
I think
But
husband.
yeah, I think if he like went with him, like he would kind of be betraying that idea.
Okay.
Is Did anyone else feel like that was how?
Yeah, it was just like I kind of was under the impression that like Irv was I don't know, I think he's almost put off by like the fact that this version of Bert isn't something that he's I think fully attracted to. And so maybe he's even like the confusion of why would my innie be attracted to him maybe like puts him off. That's like
But
at least the vibe I got.
he was the one that was into the idea, and Bert stopped it.
I don't know. I just kind of I was more of the I was maybe the Irv was more put off by it. It just felt like that, especially with like the last like whatever episode ago that was where they had the dinner. It just felt like
Yeah.
Irving was more put off by it. At least like the thruple of it all.
All right.
And I think it kind of puts a cap to like that dinner sequence was weird.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just all sorts of creepy. And I think it kind of puts a cap on at least what Bert does for
Yeah.
a job, in the sense that he kind of gets rid of people that Lumen wants him to. But obviously, in this case, instead of doing that, he sends him away to try and save him.
Sure.
Speaking of the dinner and the husband, you know who that husband plays in a different movie?
Oh, Nerd Nugget. What you got?
You remember the guy in Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, who was eating the tomatoes, and he was the worst guy ever?
No.
He was
There's a lot of guys eating tomatoes.
okay. There are not in Lord of the
This
Rings.
is a deep pull.
He was the steward of Gondor, all-time bad dude. Sent his son into battle, like knowing he would get killed. Had two sons, Boromir and Faramir. You guys definitely know who this guy is.
Steward of Gondor. Oh, the dude at the end who like fires himself on fire.
Yeah,
Oh, that's him.
Yeah.
that's
Why
him.
would you lead with the
What?
tomato guy?
Because that's like an icon. It's a very famous scene when he's eating.
Why wouldn't you
tomatoes
just say the
in a
king
really
who
gross way?
killed himself with fire?
Remember? Well, because he was eating the tomatoes in a really gross way while his son went out and got
It's
killed.
like,
Yeah.
I got you. Yeah. It just needed a little bit more context. I think I got it. Yeah.
He same actor. I was like, why is he so
That's
familiar?
crazy.
And then I was like, wait a minute, and I looked it up and confirmed that they are the same actor.
You saw him eat a tomato at dinner, and you're like, I know that guy.
Yep, I've
I
seen
know
that
him.
before.
This is not new.
But
No, that's funny. I think there's just like this cast just does such a good job, and I think they're all very talented. And I think you could like honestly just find them all over the place. I think if we just were to do a little bit deeper dive into some of these actors. But I guess back
Tomatoes
to Milchick.
is a wild pull. I googled this guy, and not a single photo on Google Images of him eating tomatoes.
Lord of the Rings tomato. I looked that up, and it's everywhere.
Yeah, because you
What?
looked up tomato.
Hold on.
Crazy.
Dennis
So my other thing for this episode that I really thought was very interesting was the conversation, like in the beginning with Helly and her father, her Egan,
Yeah.
and like the egg and the way she was just eating it. And I was like going deep dive in like TikTok rabbit hole of like what the eggs mean. And everyone has all these different answers. But I've of the opinion it's like them controlling life, right? Because like if you take an egg that isn't fertilized, it's like the stopping of what could have been life, and like they control it, which is why they love eggs, because like the controlling of life. But that was what I got from like 12 TikToks thrown together. So I don't know if that's really true.
This is reminding me of that Get Out. Remember in Get Out when she's eating the Fruit Loops one by one, like dipping one in milk? And then
Yeah,
putting
but that's a little more obvious.
While she's
that-
got
that-
her headphones on and she's next to
Yeah.
the
the
computer
eggs,
and
yeah.
she's yeah.
Apparently the writers were like, no, we just wanted her to like seem really creepy, and we told her like to do that. But a lot of people interpreted that as
Don't want to mix.
separating
Yeah,
the
color.
colors. Yeah.
Mm. I don't know. I saw this episode as a massive W for all of
I agree.
the milkshake stands out there. We won.
Next episode, Cold Harbor.
He's gonna switch. He's
It's going to be an
gotta flip
hour
at
and
some
15
point.
minutes.
I'm so ready. I'm so
ready as well.
excited. I think they've just been building up to this season finale like they did last season.
Yeah.
I think my problem is if they don't deliver with this ending, I think there are going to be some people that are turned off from this show.
Yeah, I think they need to answer some questions with also setting up some new ones, but definitely need to answer some questions.
They need a defiant boom. Like season finale for one was just awesome, and I think it gave a lot of people the answers that they wanted, while also introducing new questions and giving us a lot to think about. They can still do that here with season two. Just tell us what Cold Harbor is. That's gonna happen. I mean, the title is Cold Harbor. If we don't know what Cold Harbor is by the end of this episode, people are gonna be pissed. Poor Gemma, and it's crazy because I think before the Gemma episode, I think I was very much in the area where like, oh, we've seen Mark with Helly, not necessarily Helena, but like I like Mark and Helly. I'm for that, you know. But then as soon as the Gemma episode happened, I'm like, all right, it's just Gemma. Like I don't care. Like Helly, Helena, it doesn't matter. Like Gemma, like you see all of that. It's kind of hard to just brush that aside and be like, no, I'd rather him be with the person that's putting all these people through this pain, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that we get somewhat of an answer or maybe even just conflict in that area to see what that looks like. So I don't know. I hate that I can't show you guys my shirt. My shirt came in.
Oh, your
So
Severance
upset.
shirt?
Yes. And I was gonna bring it on vacation, but I was like, I would just be wearing it for the episode. You know,
You'd be getting too many compliments.
Yeah. Hey, do you watch Severance? Like,
Hey, are you?
Of course I do. Can I buy you a drink?
Yeah.
Wouldn't be the first time, man.
What can I do for you?
Normally my Batman shirt has that effect.
All right. Invincible time. Season 3 finale. One of the best episodes of Invincible, if not the best of the entire show. This was an incredible episode. Mark versus Conquest. Got to see a lot of what Mark's limit is so far. But really, I would say it was maybe even a bigger episode for Eve doing her little Super Saiyan moment where she still couldn't, get rid of Conquest, but it was pretty great.
Yeah.
I mean, Chuck, you read it versus watching it.
Yeah. Pardon my language, but this episode fucks.
Yeah.
This episode is, I mean, it's just like now like full speed the entire time. I think it was like a 50-minute episode, and The fight is crazy. They put the entire animation budget into this episode with
Oh
those
yeah.
fight sequences. I mean, I told you, I think last week I told you that Conquest is an absolute maniac and is terrifying. And a lot of people were concerned that what's the actor's name that voiced him? Something Dean?
Yeah, Jeffrey D. Morgan.
Yeah, Jeffrey Dean Morgan. A lot of people were worried that he wouldn't be able to deliver this kind of a character. I thought he did a great job. I kind of forgot that Adam Eve gets her true powers or full potential for a second in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say the last 15 minutes kind of dragged for me, just with the funeral.
Well, they gotta always put the cherry on top for the season to end, and then give us a
Yeah.
little tease for what's to come.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think about what happens from here. So in
Well,
season 4.
I will say the thing that I think is really interesting about this, and I don't know where it's gonna go, is my favorite heroes have the line. So Spider-Man, Daredevil, Batman obviously is the biggest one I think, but even Superman to an extent of the no kill rule. We won't cross that line. Yet Mark has had that rule to the extent that he possibly can up to this point. And then after this episode and kind of having that conversation with Oliver is you were right. I need to stop holding back and basically just go for the kill. And I'm very interested to see in this case, you almost understand it more than if a Spider-Man did or a Batman, obviously. I'm very interested to see how long either that lasts, if that's a through line throughout the rest of the show, or if that is maybe a up until a point and he learns he needs to be the man he always was versus this more Viltrumite-esque person. But excited to see that moral question if they even go down that road.
Yeah. What's interesting about Mark and all Viltrumites, and I don't know if this was the first episode where it was really referenced, Viltrumites get stronger, maybe not stronger, but their ability to fight gets much better as they get angry.
Yeah.
And I can't remember in the comics if Mark has a moment quite like this where he gets super pissed, but I thought that they delivered very well, getting Mark to reach that turning point and just go absolutely ballistic. And I saw a TikTok news of Mark fighting someone in season 1 versus in this season, and just the difference in what he does and how much he's willing to do between this episode and season 1 is crazy.
Big time.
Yeah.
No, he's really good here. And I think he'll only get better. And I know eventually he's got to obviously take down more Viltrumites, so he's gonna get even stronger. But
yeah, so what do you think? Well,
it seems like the Viltrumite War is what's being teased, right? That's because clearly eventually they're gonna have to go to a point where either they go to Viltrum or all the Viltrumites come to Earth, which I feel like if they come to Earth, we're donezo. So they gotta go there. We're probably gonna get Alan and Pops and Mark and Eve and I don't know, maybe the Guardians to all go there. And just start kicking some butt, hopefully. But that feels like a whole season arc in and of itself. So I don't know if we're there yet, but maybe season 5, maybe we'll get there.
Okay.
That's my guess.
Okay. I don't know I know what happens, obviously. I don't know how far they'll get next season. I kind of think you're right. I don't think the war or any war will happen next season. I don't want to tell you what happens.
No, but just watching the show, it's pretty clear that Mark and his dad are going to have the coming together again moment. So I feel that is probably what's going to end season 4 of hey, we're back together. And we're cool again, or at least as cool as they can be. And then that will lead into all right, season 5, we're together again. Let's start taking out the Viltrumites.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
there's one thing that the Watchers don't know about the Viltrumites right now.
The Watchers.
The Watchers.
Yeah,
the show, the viewers.
Oh, us, me watching the show.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's one thing that you guys don't know yet, and I think that will be revealed about the Viltrumites. I'm guessing it'll be revealed next season,
Mm.
but it like right now, it probably seems like a Viltrum war would just be like we'd get like messed up.
Well, I mean, I guess my probably guess is like it seems like they are big respect people. So like maybe if you take down the big guy, it's like, all right, you earn my respect. We're cool, kind of thing.
Yeah, the only problem is the big guy could take on like Mark, Omni-Man, and Alan all at once and probably still win.
Dude, Mark needs to do like the Mr. Incredible, like get the trains out and start doing bench presses with trains. He kind of did it in the first couple episodes, but like he needs to hit the squat rack.
Yeah, the top guy's top guy's pretty big. But
So yeah,
cool.
All right, we'll wave Jack back, and then let's talk some Daredevil Born Again.
All right, I'll see myself out for this one.
All right, it's trade-offs. It's just always. All right, Daredevil Born Again, the hollow of his hand. The trial of Hector begins. Fisk's old business associates seek to claim his vacant mantle. So, Jack, I'd like you to go first as someone who hasn't seen the original show. How do you feel so far at 3 episodes in?
Feeling really good. I feel like they did a great job in this past one, just containing the story and doing a good job of building up these characters. I think episode 2 did a really good job of kind of building up that narrative for the White Tiger. Loved it, and I think the fact that we've seen such a limited amount of like Daredevil himself is kind of what makes this so awesome. Because you could easily make, a show that is very lenient and very dependent on the constant action, the grittiness. But I think this show right now is really depending on, or like really leaning and depending on the character development and our feelings for these characters. And I love that. And I think that's what made episode 3 so great for me because they made me care for a character that I haven't, I mean, I guess spoilers, obviously, but like, I don't think I'd cared as much as I cared for the White Tiger as I'd cared for some of the Marvel heroes that they have recently introduced.
Yeah.
And they were able to do it in like an episode and a half. And I think having that story so contained is what made it so good, in my opinion, because we're able to get to know more about this character, where he's from, why he does what he does. And I think, obviously, it being in a courtroom, they're able to provide the evidence for that through the testimony of these individuals. And I think it was just such an awesome episode, and I loved it. I'm super happy that I'm watching this show right now. But
yes.
Yeah, no, I'm
it's
feeling
so good.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree with you. I think it's funny, like, I feel like Hector's death hit me just the same as Foggy's. And that's like 3 seasons of build up to get to there versus like 2 episodes is
Sure.
really, really impressive. I will say it's funny, like the big conflict right now is kind of Vanessa wanting to keep the criminal empire going versus Fisk wanting to lead it. And I think it's a very cool juxtaposition of like what the relationship was before, where I think she wasn't as interested in it. I mean, she was still, but like not into the level of like leading it, where he's kind of trying to put that past behind him, but clearly he's not. And then the thing that I think was most interesting was the conversation between Matt and Hector when he like outed him as White Tiger. Because like the conversation of like, oh, well, you can still do good. Like you can still make a change, make a difference by doing it the right way. Clearly is like what's weighing on Matt right now. Like Matt's having that same conversation with himself. Like he put Daredevil behind him and he's trying to make changes, but maybe sometimes the system needs someone like Daredevil, needs someone like the Punisher, or White Tiger to make those true changes quicker. And it's going to be kind of that question mark of, all right, is Matt doing the right thing by hanging up, being Daredevil? And I think that's a very interesting question that is kind of coming to fruition here. And like, and Matt has basically his death on his hands. Like Matt outed him as White Tiger. Yeah, he got him off going to prison, but he got killed because of this. So there's going to be that big kind of question mark of what's going to happen going forward. But yeah, no, really good episode. Very excited for this week's episode, which is, there's nothing else about it, but yeah, no, it's a great show. I'm very excited about it.
No, they're doing a good job. I'm excited to see how
Very
they
good job.
continue to build this. And I hate that Hector's gone now, but
Oh yeah, no. But I think
it's
it was such a necessary thing to happen.
sure. And I think for someone who hasn't really had a lot of experience with Fisk, I think that's just an easy situation for me to say this guy like sucks. He's awful. Like he kills Hector, and I'm immediately against him. Not that I wasn't already, kind of seeing him as this like bad guy, but it just immediately in my mind just tells me that this is not someone I should be liking.
Yeah. No, 100%.
Yeah.
All right. Wave Charles back, and then Jack, you just stay on for Novocaine.
Yeah.
Just stay on.
Yeah.
We'll spoil it, but
I mean, I'll probably go see it, but I don't think there's really anything worth spoiling here that's really gonna ruin my
All
vibe.
right.
Are we
Novocaine.
caning?
We're caning. Novocaine. When the girl of his dreams is kidnapped, a man incapable of feeling physical pain turns to his rare condition into an unexpected advantage in the fight to rescue her. Charles, when you went and saw this, did your movie open with Jack Quaid in the cast saying "Thank you for watching the movie"?
Mm-hmm.
Did it feel like you were seeing a tease of Spider-Man 6? Or like that's just how I felt because like Jack Quaid is very Peter Parker-esque. I don't know. I took a picture of it because I thought it was so like. That's okay. I see Spider-Man wherever I go. That's all right. That's all right.
Can't say I saw that one, my man.
That's all right. Yeah, like I took a picture of it and I was like, that's pretty cool. It's all right. No big deal.
That is very cool.
It's all right. This is a tough start. Tough start to this. All right. This is getting rave reviews, doing well at the box office. I think going into full spoilers, we can give our scores before spoilers if you want, but like it's not a whole lot to spoil here, I would say.
Yeah.
It's a pretty straightforward action movie.
Yep.
So, all right, out of 100, what did you give it, Charles, for those who are interested in no spoilers?
I'm going to say a 71.
I also gave it a 71. That's crazy.
What?
What? I know.
Great minds. Great minds.
The boys. All right, now getting the spoilers. Jack Quaid.
We didn't even do no spoilers.
Yeah, because who cares? There's nothing to spoil here. There's not a whole lot to spoil here.
Okay.
Jack Quaid, though, he is born to play these kind of roles.
Yeah, he is.
Of like just like the dorky guy figuring it out.
Yep.
He's so good here in the best possible way. He's believable. He's charming. This would be an insane thing to actually have, like as an ailment, where you wouldn't feel anything. Like I don't get how that would even work. But yeah, no, it was just I don't know. Okay.
Yeah. I think I've heard of actually. I don't know if it was full body, but someone I knew growing up had like a mom or grandma or some kind of relative who didn't have like nerve endings, maybe in her hands. So like sometimes she would just grab something out of the oven, and it would just be like 400 degrees, but wouldn't feel it. So I think it is a real thing. Maybe not to this extreme that Nate's character like has in this movie. But it's not like completely unrealistic. Can I go that
Yeah.
far?
I mean, he would have been super dead.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, like he would have bled out so early on in this movie.
100%. No. He read the Mayo Clinic.
He did, so he can go. So for those who don't know, Ray Nicholson is like the big villain in this movie, who is Jack Nicholson's son. And this movie ends with a Nepo baby fight where they just beat each other up. And it was like a great moment of the next generation of Hollywood of Nepo babies fighting each other.
That was Ray Nicholson? I didn't think he was like super good.
Well, he didn't have to be the level of his dad. That's kind of impossible.
Okay.
Apparently he was really good in Smile 2, but I didn't see Smile 2.
I feel like it's never very hard to be good in that. You just have to smile in a really creepy way, and that's
fair.
Good. Anyway, back to the movie. I thought it was what you're saying. I thought it was exactly what I hoped for and expected to get out of this movie. Like going into it, I was like 3 to 3.5 stars. Probably gonna be a fun time. Probably gonna enjoy it. And that's exactly what it was. There's nothing about this that's super special. I will say I didn't predict the plot twist,
Mm,
like the main
okay.
plot twist. I didn't predict that.
Yes.
When that happened, I was like, oh, okay, that's
It
interesting.
was a good twist.
It was a good twist.
It was a good twist.
Yeah. Will this movie be in my my collection? Probably not. Will I watch it again if it's on streaming? Probably.
Yeah. If
Um,
I saw this on sale at like a reselling movie store, I'm picking it up.
Yeah.
I'm not pre-ordering it on Amazon.
yeah.
Okay, good.
It's
Yeah.
it's a very manageable runtime.
Yes.
Yeah, overall it's just like a fun.
This
fun
is
film.
this is like the fun middle of the road movies that should come out more often. Of like
Yeah.
this is like the working man's, not as good as a Beekeeper, but like, those level of like, I want my B tier action movies all day long. And this is a good version of it.
100%. Some of the kills were pretty funny.
Yeah.
Like especially the second one. With the arrow.
Oh, good move. That was a great move with the
It was
arrow.
pretty cool.
I loved the tattoo scene.
Yeah.
Good fight
He's
there.
like punching the ground.
Good fight there.
Yeah.
The ending with him like in the full body cast was just a very funny view.
Yeah. Also, the humor was pretty good.
Yes.
I laughed
Yes.
out loud a couple times. I don't know the actor that plays Ned in Spider-Man, but
He's basically just Ned here again. He literally
Yeah.
says like, I'm the guy in the chair.
yeah, he basically is. But his humor was pretty good. He said something towards the end when Nate was in the full body cast, and it made me laugh out loud.
Yeah.
Oh, the
Some
fishnet.
good chuckles.
Like, why is
Yeah.
your hand like dressed all sexy in fishnet?
Yeah. It's just a skinny graft. This is number 3 on the year for me, though. I was pretty impressed by this.
I think it's number 3 for the year on me. It might be number 2 actually. Let
Oh,
me see. Let me take a look. Number 2. There are only 4 movies, and it's not very hard to beat Dogman and Captain America. So, number 2
it's behind Companion and Paddington for me.
behind Paddington. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I think we need to get some better movies coming out in
Yeah.
2025.
You know what? Maybe Snow White is going to shock us all and be number 1.
Another Wicked.
Also, hey, Electric State is not my last movie of the year. All right. There are
No
4
way.
below Electric State.
No, there's no way you put Mickey 17 below the Electric
No,
State.
I didn't. Love Hurts is below it. You're
Okay,
Cordially
good.
Invited's below it. Wolfman's below it, and Back in Action is below
Thank you.
it.
Thank you so much. I would have
Mickey
been
17 is
very
one
upset.
above it.
Okay, well, I'm just glad it's above it. I don't care.
Yeah, the graphic of our Mickey 17 review is just is a wild graphic to see the differences.
Indubitably.
So yeah, good movie. Highly recommend go seeing it. Just go to the theaters. All right, go and support. Like, there's a lot of movies that came out this weekend that I just haven't had a chance to see. Like, I really wanted to see Opus, didn't get to see it. Black Bag, wanted to see it. Looney Tunes, I wanted to see it, didn't get a chance to do that. So hopefully this week I'll find some time to jump for those. And then next week is Snow White.
Get ready.
I sneaky think Snow White's gonna be good.
I'm just going to support Rachel Zegler. I'm excited. I think she's very talented.
So yeah, I'm going to support my king, Mark Webb.
I'm going to support Gal Gadot.
Kal-El, no.
Kal-El, no. Enough wine to fill the Nile.
Classic.
Seeing her in Fast and Furious this week, she's like better there, but still just not good.
I'm getting a little tired of everyone that I talk to just saying like, yeah, I'm not a really huge going to the movies person.
Yeah, it
And
makes
when I
me
ask
very
why,
annoyed.
they have no answer. They're just like, yeah, I don't really get around to it. Like, why? It's really not that. Like, if you enjoy movies, I feel like it's a very fun experience. If you just have the A-list.
You know, you need to ask them. You say, do you like to be surprised? Do you like to have fun? Do you like to be thrilled? And if they say yes to all those, why don't you like going to the movies? You know, because there's a screaming baby every time you go to the movies. That's probably why.
Are you looking for a place where heartbreak feels good?
There you go.
Yeah, this guy. You need to reach out to like the marketing team for some of these theaters. You guys could cook something up.
I believe it. Cool.
Well, everyone
Some
dress up for the episode for the Snow White. We're all dressing up as the.
I'm dressing up as Mark Webb, director of 500 Days of Summer and Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2. Isn't that crazy? His name is Mark Webb and he directed Spider-Man movies.
Mark Webb.
Good for him. Snow White. That guy. This Mark Webb guy. Who else is in this movie? Oh, I like Andrew Barth Feldman. He's dopey. I like him.
I will maybe be seeing it. We'll see.
I think we have to see Snow White.
I'm gonna see it.
Charles, you gotta find a way.
The thing is, it kind of rides on if Jenna wants to watch it.
Is she coming in this weekend?
She'll be in town, yeah.
Oh.
So if she wants to, then we will. But if not,
Right.
then it might be SOL.
But you could spin zone it and say it'd be fun. So there you
That's
go.
a great point. I didn't even think about
that one. Yeah. Also, you got to tell her just to support Mark Webb, our king. Didn't think about that one either. Yeah. So yeah. All right. Well, that's all we got. That's all we got. Good episode. Nice and quick and speedy. We still talked about a lot, but kept under an hour and a half. Good stuff. Electric State. Novocaine. Pretty good. Whoa.
Whoa. How'd you do that?
How'd you do that?
Yeah. What can I say, guys? I got a bunch of tricks. I don't know.
Dang, that was cool. How'd you do that?
Wait, how are you doing this?
Yeah.
What?
Put 2 thumbs up. Come on, guys. For all of you that are listening, if you put 2 thumbs up on the camera, you get fireworks behind you. It's pretty sweet.
I don't think
I
so.
don't think this is working.
Dumb.
Making us
You
look
know how
like an idiot.
stupid you guys look right now?
No.
Dude, how'd you
Ready?
do it, man?
I don't have to hold. Oh,
Fine.
that sucks.
You gotta
This is
smile
not
while
work-
you do it. See, it might work. It might work.
Look like a serial killer. All right.
How do you do it?
That stinks.
I don't know.
All right, we're gonna figure this out off camera. All right. Well, good overall. Good stuff. See you all next week. And have a good week at the movies.